In Genesis chapter 1, we read that God says that each human being is made in the image of God. What does that mean to really believe each human being is made in the image of God? When we look around our country today and we see so many people in pain, so much hunger, and we see how much the image of God is being disgraced in the world, in the Torah itself, every crop holder, every person who had a field would leave the corners of their field untended so that the poor could come and take those crops.
What's the best way to help poor people escape poverty? Progressives and conservatives have very different answers to this question. But before we explore those answers, let's agree on this. Both progressives and conservatives believe that the government has a moral obligation to help those who, through bad luck or unfortunate circumstances, can't help themselves. Here's what a conservative icon, Nobel Prize-winning economist Friedrich Hayek said on the subject. There is no reason why, in a society that has reached the general level of wealth ours has attained, the first kind of security should not be guaranteed to all. Some minimum of food, shelter, and clothing, sufficient to preserve health and the capacity to work.
We're cutting Democrat programs that we didn't want because, they made one mistake. They didn't realize that gives me the right to cut programs that Republicans never wanted. Giveaways, welfare programs, etc. And we're doing that, and we're cutting them permanently. We're cutting a $20 billion project that Schumer fought for 15 years to get, and I'm cutting the project. The project is going to be dead. It's pretty much dead right now.
My name is Sophia Cotton. I'm 22. I have a 1-year-old son. I'm a single mom. I make $7.50 an hour at McDonald's. Nothing. I make $230 to $240 every 2 weeks. I've been working there for almost a year. I haven't had a raise since I started working here. If it was so weak, you go home every day. I came into work one morning. I had to be there at 7. And once the general manager came in, she came in like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and she was like, oh, okay, well, Sophia, you can clock out. And I'm like, well, I just got here. She's like, oh, well, we don't need you. Labor's high. You can go ahead and clock out. It's not really matter to them if we're making our hours and getting paid.
The image was some lazy, typically black woman, right? That was the image that they wanted to portray. But then people found out that we have 42 million people that rely on SNAP benefits in this country, and that's only $6 a day to eat, $2 a meal, which I'm not really sure what all you get for that. But they wanted to make people believe who weren't on SNAP benefits that these people are the real drain on our system, when you're worried about somebody getting $6 a day to eat, and the real welfare queen is like Elon Musk, who gets $8 million a day from the federal government.
We have to look at the role of governments to tax and plow back money into people's lives.
I have to say, honestly, this is a very one-sided panel. The U.S. basically has the lowest unemployment rate ever, the lowest black unemployment rate ever, the lowest youth unemployment ever. We've actually reduced poverty around the world. No one's talking about that at all. So I'd like for the panel to talk about beyond taxes, which every one of you have talked about. The only thing you've talked about in this whole panel on inequality, what can we really do to help solve inequality over time beyond taxes?
The gentleman who said we've just stopped taxes and that jobs are there and there's low and unemployment rates are low. Let me tell you something. We're talking about jobs, but the quality of those jobs. And we also work with poultry workers in the richest country in the world, the United States. Poultry workers. These are women who are cutting the chickens and packing them, and we buy them in the supermarkets. Dolores, one woman we work with there, told us that she and her co-workers have to wear diapers to work because they are not allowed toilet breaks. This is in the richest country in the world. That's not a dignified job. Those are the jobs we are being told about, that globalization is bringing jobs. The quality of the jobs matter. It matters. These are not jobs of dignity. In many countries, workers no longer have a voice. They are not allowed to unionize. They are not allowed to negotiate for salaries. So we're talking about jobs, but jobs that bring dignity. We're talking about healthcare. The World Bank has told us that 3.4 billion people who earn $5.5 a day are on the verge, are just a medical bill away from sinking into poverty. They don't have health care. They are just a crop failure away from sinking back into poverty. They have no crop insurance. So don't tell me about low levels of unemployment. You are counting the wrong things. You're not counting dignity of people. You're counting exploited people.
Border policy and immediately expel all illegals who violate our border. We're going to get them out. We have to. And I will ban all welfare and federal benefits for illegals. I will restore.
Cost to fund SNAP every year and keep 42 million people from going hungry, $100 billion. The cost of lost revenue every year due to tax cuts for the richest Americans in the top 1%, $100 billion. One is decried as welfare and wasteful spending. The other is not.
Lord Beveridge, who is a kind of secular saint on the left, Lord Beveridge in 1909 thought that people who were supported by the state on long-term benefits should have their civil rights taken away. They shouldn't be allowed to vote, and indeed, because he was a mad keen eugenicist, that they shouldn't be allowed to reproduce, to have children. An extreme position, perhaps, but it shows you that this idea of the deserving poor versus the undeserving poor has been around for centuries.